Hey everybody, it's Mystics here, and today, as you can probably tell, I'm gonna take a look at the Monster Hunter Rise weapon showcase videos. I will have to let you guys know first that I am a Monster Hunter World player, and I haven't actually played any of the older Monster Hunter games in the whole franchise, unless you count Monster Hunter Stories, but I wouldn't count that because the gameplay is just so fundamentally different from at least what I've seen of all the other Monster Hunter games. So I've heard that in Monster Hunter Rise, there will be some returning mechanics from the older games. So I will not be able to tell which is which, like which is new and which is returning, because I just don't know the older games. So yeah, I just have to get that out of the way. And also, I know I'm pretty late to the whole hype, but I still wanted to make a video and give you guys my thoughts about what I think about the new weapon showcase, and also what I can infer from what they've shown us. So yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get into the first weapon that we are gonna look at, which is the bow, my main weapon in Monster Hunter World. Alright, so we just get a few clips of the hunter showing off some of the moves. We can see that there are already some returning moves. Like there's the power shot, there's the dragon piercer, and then also there are the silk bind moves, obviously, which are the new things in Monster Hunter Rise. And first of all, I do really like the armor set on the bow right now. Like that shit looks amazing. So moving on to the gameplay, first thing we can see is that the hunter, she's holding on to a charge shot, and then apparently she can take a step back to like just a short back hop, and she still keeps the charge from as far as I can tell. And then there's also the dashing, and which is what the bow used a lot of in Monster Hunter World, the dash dancing. I do love the dash dancing. I use it all the time in World, so I'm glad to see that it's back. Now the thing that I'm kind of confused right here is that you see the hunter, she's looking over to the right side of the screen, but when she fires the shot, she suddenly snaps back to the monster. So I'm not quite sure how that works. Maybe they've just removed the UI for this part of the gameplay, which is why we don't see that crosshair. But I'm wondering if there's some kind of lock-on mechanic in Rise as well. I don't know, but we'll have to see. That's just the first thing that really stood out to me, is how the hunter just snapped towards the monster despite looking like 90 degrees away. And then there's also the power shot, and apparently if you see the second power shot, it goes through the biggest monster. I don't actually know its name. If you guys see closely, you can see one hit on the biggest one in front, and then there's another hit at the smaller one right behind it. So apparently there are some shots that will pierce through the monster, which is actually kind of cool. So in this next scene, yeah, no bow player actually uses that move. It's a move that most of us just completely forget about its existence entirely. I'm not sure why they brought it back. So over here you can see that there is the arc shot, but you will notice a very obvious difference. So for one, there is no coconuts falling down, but instead the hunter can dash into the area where the coconuts were supposed to drop, and she apparently gets some kind of buff. You see a red color aura flash around her, and I'm inclined to think that that is a attack buff. And then in this second part, she fires off another arc shot with a different looking bow, and there is these green particles falling down from the air and a green sort of particle effect that shines around the partner. So I guess right now, as far as we can tell, the arc shots have turned into some kind of buff instead of coconuts, which is actually kind of a neat thing, because here they show that you can buff yourself and also buff your teammates or even heal. Honestly, I don't know how useful the healing will be, or at least what we assume is a healing. Personally, I don't see it healing all that much, so I don't know how important it's gonna be, but we'll have to see like how potent the buff is. So then over here in this next clip, they show the Dragon Piercer, and the thing is, for any of you guys who've used Dragon Piercer in Monster Hunter World, Dragon Piercer actually, you know, like the name says, it pierces the enemy, so it does multiple ticks of damage. But in this clip, it apparently only does one hit. So my guess is that they've changed up the mechanic of Dragon Piercer itself. So instead of doing multiple ticks of damage, it now does one big chunk of damage. So then in this next scene, we see the first Silkbind move, which they call the Herculean Draw. And apparently it gives you a buff. It uses up your wire bugs to increase your attack. Now I don't think that the bow will change from being an elemental damage focused weapon. But I feel like the buff from this Silkbind and the arc shot that we saw previously, I feel like they're just gonna increase the raw damage part and not the elemental part. Right, that's just how I see it going, but any kind of attack buff is very much welcome. And then in the next scene, there is the second Silkbind move, which they call the focus shot. So apparently what this does is that it massively boosts your stamina recovery by a lot. And if we look at the UI here, I'm not sure what the rest of that stamina bar means, because if you guys look properly, the stamina recovery ends here and it doesn't go any further than this area over here, but there is a whole red portion after that, and then even more stamina past that. I'm not sure what that is supposed to be, but I think that's something that we will have to find out when the game launches. But something that I noticed is that I don't know if it's just me, but Power Shot looks like it has a lot more range. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but in this very last clip before the end credit, it looks like the hunter is doing Dragon Piercer again, but the monster seems to take 2 hits instead. I don't know why that is, but I'm seeing 2 distinct hits from Dragon Piercer. So maybe, if you're close enough, you get a second take of damage from Dragon Piercer. But otherwise, at a further distance, you only get 1. I don't know. I'm a little bit confused. But apart from that, that's pretty much all the information that I can get from the showcase itself. I'm really excited for Rise. and I can't wait to try it out on my own. For the time being, that will be it for this video, so I hope you guys liked it, and I will be doing a couple more of these videos, particularly about the weapons that I actually use in World. So hope you guys look forward to that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Happy hunting, hunters!